Today, we're delving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us, no matter where we are in our journey. It's about self-care, that magical buzzword we see all over social media, floating amidst the hashtags and the glossy images. Now, you might think, okay, self-care, heard of it, bath bombs and yoga, right? Well, it's so much more than that.
It's the way you make me feel so good, right now. It's the way you make me feel so good.
This seemingly simple concept can be a powerful tool in enhancing mental health. It's not just about pampering oneself. It's a holistic approach that encompasses your physical, emotional, and mental well-being.
Welcome to Self-Care and Hustle Podcast, where your journey to becoming your best version begins. If you're ready to live your best life and find your inner peace, you've come to the right place, giving you insights on all life tips and purpose-driven actions to move you from where you are now to where you want to go. You can do this. This is me, Nestle Caliente, your host. Are you ready? Now, let's dive in.
I want you to think about the last time you felt stressed out, overwhelmed, or anxious. Maybe it was last week when your boss dumped a major project on your lap with an impossible deadline. Or perhaps it was this morning when your toddler decided to turn breakfast into abstract art on your kitchen walls. We've all been there, right? Such situations, while common, can lead to chronic stress, and there's a growing body of evidence showing the link between chronic stress and a range of mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. In fact, the World Health Organization recently declared stress the health epidemic of the 21st century. But here's the twist: amid this whirlwind of responsibilities and stress, we often forget to take care of ourselves. We're so busy caring for others, meeting deadlines, and chasing after lofty goals that we put our health on the back burner. And this, dear listeners, is where the real problem begins. Now, let me tell you a story. Picture this: you're on a flight, cruising at 35 feet, when suddenly the cabin pressure drops. Oxygen masks descend. What do? Well, flight safety instructions always emphasize, put on your own mask first before helping others. You know why? Because you can't help anyone if you're struggling for breath yourself. This is a metaphor for life. It's time to put on our self-care mask first. That's why today, we're going on an enlightening voyage into the world of self-care and its profound impact on our mental health. We're going to look at the problems, break down the concepts, and provide solutions that you can integrate into your daily life. And trust me, it's going to be an engaging journey filled with relatable insights and even some surprising facts. So grab your cup of coffee, sit back, and let's unravel the magic of self-care. But before we dive in, let's talk about what self-care is not. It's not a selfish luxury reserved for the privileged few who can afford expensive spa days or exotic retreats. It's not about escapism or avoidance. It's not a one-size-fits-all prescription. What is it then? According to the World Health Organization, self-care is the ability of individuals, families, and communities to promote health, prevent disease, maintain health, and cope with illness and disability with or without the support of a healthcare provider. Self-care is an ongoing, active process. It's about making choices that support our overall well-being every single day. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter. We'll first explore the issues surrounding self-care and mental health, and then slowly work our way towards understanding how we can use self-care as a potent tool to nurture our minds. We live in a society that values productivity and achievement. We're taught to strive, to hustle, and to push ourselves. No pain, no gain, right? But this hustle culture, this glorification of busyness, is leading us down a precarious path. According to a study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology, people who work long hours are more likely to develop depression and anxiety. Add to that the mounting pressure of social media, where everyone's life seems picture perfect, and it's no surprise that our mental health is suffering. We're neglecting our well-being in the pursuit of success, and ironically, that's leaving us less capable of achieving our goals. Because, as the old saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. The stigma associated with self-care and mental health presents another major roadblock. Even though we're slowly moving towards better understanding and acceptance, mental health is still shrouded in misconceptions and stereotypes. Some people view self-care as being self-indulgent or lazy, and mental health problems are often downplayed or ignored. A survey by the National Council for Behavioral Health showed that while most Americans believe mental health is as important as physical health, less than half believe that mental health conditions are treatable. We need to change this narrative. Now that we've identified the problems, let's delve into the science behind self-care and its impact on mental health. Our bodies and minds are intricately linked. Stress affects us physically, and physical problems can affect our mental state. This is known as the mind-body connection. Research has shown that chronic stress can lead to physical symptoms like headaches, upset stomach, and sleep issues. On the flip side, regular physical activity can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. So, when we talk about self-care, we're not just talking about bubble baths and face masks. It's about taking care of your body, eating well, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly to support your mental well-being. Our brains are amazing. They have the ability to change and adapt, a concept known as neuroplasticity. According to research, certain self-care practices like mindfulness and meditation can actually rewire our brains to better cope with stress and improve mental health. Positive psychology plays a huge role in self-care and mental health. It's about focusing on our strengths and cultivating positivity. Research shows that positive emotions can help reduce stress and build emotional resilience. So, we've covered the problems and the science. Now, let's move on to the elements of self-care. These are strategies that you can start incorporating into your life today. Remember the mind-body connection. Physical self-care is an essential part of this equation. It includes regular exercise, eating nutritious food, getting enough sleep, and seeking medical care when necessary. This involves understanding and expressing our feelings. It can include practices like journaling, therapy, or simply having a good cry when you need to. Mental self-care is about engaging your mind and nurturing your intellectual health. This can involve learning something new, challenging negative thought patterns, or practicing mindfulness. We are social creatures, and meaningful connections with others are a crucial part of our well-being. Social self-care can be about spending time with loved ones, connecting with a supportive community, or even setting boundaries in your relationships. Spiritual self-care is about connecting with your values and finding purpose in your life. This can involve meditation, spending time in nature, or participating in religious or spiritual practices that resonate with you. Now that we understand the elements of self-care, the last part of our journey is about practical implementation. How can we integrate these practices into our lives? Creating a self-care plan involves identifying your personal needs and finding strategies that work for you. It's about setting realistic goals and remembering that small, consistent actions can lead to big changes. Even with the best intentions, you might face obstacles on your self-care journey. We'll discuss common hurdles like lack of time or feelings of guilt and provide strategies for overcoming them. Self-care is ultimately about building resilience, the ability to bounce back from stress and adversity. By nurturing our physical, emotional, and mental health, we're building a solid foundation that can help us navigate life's ups and downs. Finally, it's important to celebrate your progress. Even small steps towards self-care can make a big difference in your mental health. So, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing great. And that, dear listeners, is our deep dive into self-care and its profound impact on mental health. By understanding the problems, exploring the science, and implementing the strategies, we can take control of our well-being and lead happier, healthier lives. We're all in this together on this beautiful journey called life. Remember, it's not about striving for perfection. It's about progress, one day at a time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found our exploration of self-care enlightening and empowering. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next journey into the world of mental wellness. Remember, you're worth taking care of. And with a little self-care, we can not only survive but thrive. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
I was worried you blowed my reputation, but I figured it's not on me. Yeah. The way you're making me shiver, your hands on myself, I keep pulling the trigger right. This very finger for people like them. Oh no. But darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good. Oh.
Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into all the tips you can use to becoming your best self. To catch all the latest from me, follow me on Instagram and support me by considering buying me a coffee. Link is in the description. And make sure to chill out, listen to your favorite music, and drink your water. See you in my next episode.